Hello, and thank you for tuning in. This is Stuart B. Fields, and what I've provided for you, will be providing here, is a quick overview to my video series in Expand Your Awareness, Increase Your Potential. And I'm going to jump straight into a share and help you understand a little bit more about what it is that we're doing here. And really, the concept is to do a video with guest speakers over Zoom that will lead to an increased awareness of everything that is out there in the world, and there's just so much. And through that increased awareness, certainly there is an expanded potential. As people develop more ideas, it triggers more understanding of themselves and the world, and certainly we've got an opportunity to do that with the many people that are part of the Canfield training group that have been through Jack's program. Uh, what I found is I've just got way too many books on my bookshelf to read and review, and find it's much easier to watch a quick video and learn from that. And based on this concept, I've created this thought that I'm doing this video podcast series. Now, is an overview of what I'd like to share is I'll give you the concept itself in an overview here, talk about how it moves into the opening and the name of the guest, some personal connection we might have with each other, then content. I share a little bit of the why that person, or actually the person, whoever I'm interviewing, will be sharing their why they got into it. And then we close with how to connect. Let me just take you through a walkthrough of these concepts to start off. So the content overview is really to prioritize our connection and not focus on perfection. It is really more of doing things in just one take. It's better to get it going than to get it perfect ultimately. And I'd rather not stall, just move forward with this. I will be providing a video prep checklist, and I'll share that in just a minute. The idea to keep these videos short is to have just one topic per video. Usually it is a concept that can be shared in 5 to 10 minutes, supported by a visual background, and that provides a little bit more of a laser focus on one single topic of interest. I will schedule about 15 minutes of recorded interview time, during which there'll be the introduction, a brief chat, focus topic, and questions are addressed at that point. Sending out that video checklist in advance. If you've received this video, you've probably received it in a link with an invitation, and that video checklist might have been attached to that as well. I would suggest that we schedule about 1 hour for that time that we have together. In that hour, there's 15 minutes that will actually be recorded. That's the target anyway. Sometimes it might be less, it might be just a few minutes more, but I'd like to keep it to about 15 minutes of recorded time. The other 45 minutes is designed to set things up, test the background, coach a little bit on the Zoom platform, prep the interviewee on what to expect, and maybe do a test run. But if we keep it to about an hour, that's not too much of your time, and certainly not too much of my time, that we can focus on that. I will share any contact information as a follow-up, and you will have a link for that video for your own use. Now, when we move into the video itself, and you'll see with the 2 examples that I've provided, that it comes in with a level of positive energy, enthusiasm, welcoming viewers and listeners as we go. And I say listeners because it is possible to pull just the audio out of this, which we can use for a podcast or a podcast series. You'll have access, of course, to both the video and the podcast audio version. And then I would welcome you as the guest. And then I would pass it over to you to introduce yourself and maybe share your area of expertise and kind of validate some of your experience with your background and how you got there. Then we move into a personal sharing of how we met, any additional support information from what I know of you or having worked with you. I'd like to just offer my kudos and recommendations to build your credibility as well. Then we move into the actual content, and this is the guest or the interviewee, being you. You're doing a show and tell. Ideally, there are visuals that you've created, just like you're seeing now. It makes it a little bit better than having a a simple interview program, but we're using the Zoom platform for the sharing, the screen sharing, and sharing whatever nuggets or wisdom that you have to share with the audience. Then we move into your why, which provides more of a personal connection to the expert or the master that is being interviewed, in this case you. I like to talk about why you're passionate about the subject to help make you more relatable to the viewers or listeners. And then they'll come to like you more actually if they know a little bit more about you. And then finally, why you might love this particular line of work or why we feel that's important. Finally, we move into one takeaway and some of the questions I might ask related to that. If you were to give our viewers one piece of advice, what might it be? And it could be a book, a website, or a follow-up action. Any final words of wisdom that you have, we thank you. And then we close that section with how people can reach you and where they can be looked for online. I provide that in the notes section of the YouTube channel, along with perhaps your website, social media pages, book, website, whatever you choose to share with me. It will be public, so just consider how much you want to be contacted or how that will happen. With that, I'm going to stop the sharing and thank you once again. There's one more thing that I wanted to mention. With that video checklist that I'm providing, there are a number of things on there that I've suggested. Don't consider doing everything on the list. That will just keep us from getting to where we want to be, which is moving forward with this project and just getting some footage out there. Again, the focus is on just getting started, not stalling and making it perfect. And an example of that, you can see that my background here is set up with a virtual background. If I were to take that away, I love my family very much, and that is clear with some of the examples in the background, but that might be distracting for people. If I just have these background images, people will be more focused on that than what we're sharing. So rather than put together a green screen, and although that has been a recommendation, for the purpose of this video, I just set it up quickly, and it allows us to go into a variety of different backgrounds, even without a green screen. That might be recommended on that overall checklist that I'm providing. Anyway, with that, thanks for listening. I appreciate your time and attention on this, and I look forward to scheduling time with you soon. Thank you. Hugs and much love to all. Bye.